Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for FET price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis, and starting here on the daily where we are looking to a WXY as 3 waves down and then A, B and a C as 3 waves up. As you can see, your wave B has overshooted your start of this impulse, which make it of course as an expanding flat, and we are looking for a wave C towards the downside. Your wave C should be a 5 waves, of course, as impulsive or as an ending diagonal. And in that case scenario, of course, each wave should be, of course, having 5 waves, starting, of course, with the wave 1 with as well 5 waves. In that case scenario, we got already 5 waves toward the downside. However, it can be finished short here as a running flat, since this is an expanding flat, and finishing a wave C with 5 waves very short in the middle of this expanding flat might turn, of course, this expanding flat into a running flat. However, it is very rare possibility, and it might happen much more often in the micro level rather than a big level as the daily. Now, however, the answer that you would like to have is, of course, the price action, which it comes, of course, after this 5 waves. If you get 5 impulsive waves, therefore, of course, you can then consider that you are impulsive towards the upside and you have finished in a running flat. However, if we look here after these 5 waves as a leading diagonal, actually, because it has started from the top, and of course, as a reversal, which means leading diagonal, it is much more like an impulse towards the downside. And however, we are looking here at, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that it might have finished as a wave 1, and we are looking, of course, for a wave 2 towards the downside. However, this price action in FET is very tricky, because we can count, of course, an impulse very clearly here where you have finished as well as an ending diagonal for your wave 5. However, this price action here is a tricky one, because this can be also as a leading diagonal for your wave 3. And in this case scenario, of course, what I mean with the wave 3 is that you have a 1, 2 and a wave 3, and starting with a leading diagonal for wave 3 means you want to seek for 3 waves after this diagonal. And if we look here, we can count very clearly 3 waves to the upside. Now, of course, we can get much more closer to read what is going on inside it on the 1-hour chart. However, already on the daily, it looks somehow for us already much clearer that these are 5 waves towards the downside as a diagonal, and we are getting 3 waves back. Then continuation towards the downside, which is a very strong signal of a bearish scenario, guys, after having a massive 5 waves towards the downside, and especially that it is a leading diagonal, which it tells us this might be your impulse, wave 1. And in this case scenario, if we dive deeper a little bit inside the 1-hour chart here to read much more clear what it might happen here, is that you could have, of course, that you have finished definitely here in ending diagonal. However, this also still look a little bit like 3 waves, right? Which bring us also that possibly this is a W, X, and a Y rather than ending diagonal, right? So all the possibilities are still open, especially that your wave 2 is kind of like a little bit shallow here, 3, 4, 5. For your wave 1, okay, that's fine. And then 3 waves down for a bigger wave 2, that's fine. And then 3, 4, and a 5. Now, your wave 5 here has finished almost as, it can be as well ending diagonal. This is a problem. But, it's very tricky price action here. So, it can be, of course, now the answer here that we got after it, that we got again, of course, as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It is very, very possible that this, of course, is a zigzag here that you are looking at, right, as A, B, and a C, and another zigzag for your wave 2, another zigzag for your wave 3, same 4, and the same for your wave 5. Giving us, of course, a potential of a contracting diagonal, and as a leading diagonal for your wave 3, which is an impulse. Now, the tricky thing is here, was in your wave 5 here, and here was the signal. Let's open the 1 hour chart here. Here was the signal in your wave 5, where we have started our wave 5 with an extending diagonal, and which is the most rare scenario that you might see. And after that, okay, it's fine. It is still a motive wave. A wave 1 can be expanding diagonal, however, it's very, very rare. And then 2, 3, it's fine until here, but your wave 4 has merged again inside your wave 1. And this is not allowed as a rule, of course, for Elliott wave. And therefore, invalidation of this impulse, this cannot be an impulse. Otherwise, of course, again, we have to consider it as expanding diagonal, which is the most rare scenario that you might see, of course, in a chart. 1% that it might work as an expanding diagonal. And if we look here at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for your wave 1, and then wave 2, and then your wave 3 has a very long wave 1. You cannot really count 3, 4, 5 because, of course, your wave 4 is very short, and anyway, you did not took a wave 5. Therefore, directly, this is a W, X, and a Y, a 3 waves towards the upside after having 5 waves. And we are looking towards the downside, guys. And this is, of course, the start of your big impulse for a wave 3, where we are looking possibly here to a big contracting diagonal again as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 possibly, or even finish 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. It could be very, very possibly that it has already finished, and you are looking now for a smaller wave 2 again, and then moving towards the downside. So very, very tricky for FET. Be careful, guys, with it. If I know that this is a very, very likely coin for you guys, that you all love it, but and you don't like to short it. But yeah, the things are not looking really nice for FET so far. I don't know what is the thing, but it is very obvious that is a lot of selling pressure over it. And there is no signal of a bullish again. This is the problem so far until now, unless we get some different pattern here that it might turn the table on, right? Yeah, it might turn on the table. We still want to be finishing here as a running flat first. Second, we need, of course, here, let's say, okay, is this still an impulse? We need here, of course, to not break this level, all right? If we break those level, the fib level for a wave 2, in a wave 3 towards the downside, therefore, this is a confirmation of bearish scenario, all right? So this is a 100% confirmation at 0.85 cents. So far, there is still one more chance. If it turns the table here and then it moves up, then we can come back here at a 1 and then a wave 2 towards the upside again. However, leading diagonal appears only in impulses. This is a problem. This is a problem that this appear only in the start of an impulse and not an A, B, and a C. This is a problem. However, let's give it one more chance, but yeah, higher possibility that we are breaking towards the downside. That was it for FET. Thank you for, sorry for the sounds. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.